Boom! What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larson. Welcome to another episode of Secret MLM Hacks Radio. I am riding a bike, but I don't know. I thought it'd be kind of fun to tell you guys a little bit about how you can make a cool offer out of your MLM's product.
If you're like me, you know MLM is an amazing opportunity to grow a real asset for yourself. But you also see that there's huge issues starting to emerge. Like, why haven't big MLMs let tactics change in over 30 years? Or why have they been cutting commissions smaller and smaller? Or even, how dumb is it that old MLM rules say you'll get in trouble when you use the internet to grow your team? These are some of the blaring questions we all face today. This podcast will show you how real MLMers like us are waging war on the old dying methods. And we aren't cheating by only bugging uninterested family and friends. Follow this podcast while I expose the shocking methods I'm using to build my 10,000 person downline and get people begging to join my team daily. Here's to the new tactics without all those old, rusty MLM shackles. My name is Steve Larson, and welcome to Secret MLM Hacks Radio.
Well, what's up, my friends? So first of all, for those of you guys who are like, Stephen, you shouldn't be riding a bike and doing a podcast episode, I completely agree, but I'm going to anyway. I've had a ton of fun this past, 2 months. For some reason, I've been diving deep on some of these old school marketers and some of the ways that they used to be profitable without something like the internet. I think the internet is amazing, but I also think it's a distraction. You know, if you can remove the internet, learn what the old school guys had to go do, and see the patterns that they went through to sell what they did, and then you can add in, something like the internet. Then the internet's powerful. But frankly, before that, it's kind of a distraction. You know, because we will rely too much on the easy distribution of the internet, but we use it in these weird ways that aren't actually that helpful to us because we don't know what to do without it. Anyway, I swear someone's gonna. So first of all, when I was growing up, I grew up in Denver, Colorado, and love Colorado. Colorado's amazing. Grew up in Littleton, and I'm the oldest of 6 kids, and my parents are amazing. And they were like, you know, they were parents first before friends, which I appreciate a lot, and I'm trying to do that for my own kids. But when I was like 16, 17, I'm not trying to be like a downer or whatever, but when I was 15, I had several friends die in a car accident, and I didn't really want to drive or get a license for a little bit. That was certainly part of it. But the other part of it is so I didn't start driving until I was like, it was late in the game for when you're supposed to be driving. And the other thing is that my parents were like, they're being parents, like I was saying, and parents first before friends. And what they did is they said, hey, we want you to go get your Eagle Scout before we'll let you drive. And I was like, oh, whoa, that sucks or whatever. And for a little while, I kind of fought it. I ended up getting my Eagle, which is great. But for a while, I kind of fought it. And so how I still got around places, I would bike. And I would ride my bike all over the place, man. Like I would bike so far. And I'd be in high school, and I'd put a lot of miles on my bike, and I just bike everywhere before I actually had an actual license and such. Anyway, so before anyone freaks out or whatever, I've lived on a bike. I went on a 10-mile bike ride the other day, 20 miles before that, and it's not that long, I know, but it's on a mountain bike, so it's a lot harder. But anyway, hey, so today I want to talk to you guys about back to offers and chatting more about what a lot of these old school guys had to go do to sell their products and such, and which is powerful. When you start realizing what these guys would go do, you start to see these patterns all over the place of how these mainstream products actually got into the marketplace. So one of them, and I might have told this story on this podcast in the past, but I don't remember. One of my favorite stories is actually of Albert Lasker. Albert Lasker has been coined as the father of modern advertising. I mean, how pretty awesome title to have, right? And so what he did is Sunkist came to him early 1900s and said, hey, we're Sunkist. We have oranges people aren't eating enough oranges, and for some reason this year, there's a lot of increase in orange production. Our trees are producing so many oranges, we're actually chopping our own trees down right now. He's like, what? And he goes, and they said, yeah, we're chopping our own trees down right now because we have too much inventory. We don't have a place to put them. So they were literally cutting down their own trees because of overproduction of oranges. And so they said, hey, Albert Lasker, would you come and would you help us? Would you come and would you help us sell more oranges? And he was like, all right. So what he did is he took some time and he and his team started sitting back and they started thinking how they could increase orange production significantly. I mean, orange consumption. And so they're like, oh man, how do we get people to eat more oranges? And they came up with an idea which at the time was extremely new. This wasn't a thing. They decided that what if people drank the juice from the orange? No one was drinking orange juice. That was a foreign concept. That'd be like telling somebody to put ketchup in your hot chocolate. You know what I mean? Like everyone's like, what? No, I'm not gonna drink orange juice. That's weird. He literally invented the concept. And what they found out was that an orange glass would take, a glass of orange juice would take about 2 to 3 oranges to fill up. And so what they did is they're like, oh, well, that could move a lot of inventory, right? That could move a lot of oranges. This is literally how orange juice came to be. It was not a thing. Albert Lasker made it up. And so what he did is he went and he grabbed his guys together and they made this really cool campaign called Drink an Orange. And what the offer was while they wanted to sell the oranges, that's not what they sold. You guys know that like orange press thing where you chop the orange in half and you take half of it and you squish it down on top of like that it's like the inside of a bundt cake. You know what I'm saying? It's like that, it's the orange press. Well, they created that. That's what they made. They went and they went to a manufacturer. They figured out that they could create this little tiny trinket that you could chop the orange in half and then squish it down on top of this thing, and it would squeeze all the orange juice out. He's the one that made that up. So what the offer was, like, okay, what the offer was is they went and they sold the orange extractor. That's what they called it. You get the orange extractor, buy the orange extractor for 10 cents, and we'll give you a bundle of oranges for free. That was the offer. Now let's think about this for a moment because this is really, really clever. What do people actually want to buy? The oranges. So they took the sexiest part. They took the sexiest part of their offer and they made it free. And what they did is they said, when you buy this orange extractor for 10 cents, we will give you a bundle of oranges with it for free. That was the offer. Very sexy, very clever. And he helped save Sunkist. And he's the one, again, why orange juice came about, why Sunkist is there, and why we drink orange juice. Very, very clever offer on there. Super windy, just a second here. Let me get to where I was supposed to go. I'm just kind of pedaling around out here. I don't know, I needed to be outside today for a little bit. Would it surprise you that I work very, very hard? I needed to come outside for a little bit. So thought I'd whip the phone out and teach you guys like a cool lesson around offer creation. Now, why do I say that? What does this have to do with MLM? So what I want you to start thinking about is you need to start thinking about what problems are out there that your customer has that you could solve with another product. So one of the easiest ways to sell more product is to turn it into an offer by giving away something else with the sale of your product. Now, some people I know, they go, well, my compliance won't like that. Well, then find a freaking way to make it work, all right? The principle's still the same. That's exactly what I do. When someone joins my downline, I tell them, hey, if you join my downline, I'll give you X, Y, and Z that will help you have automated leads coming into your business. And by the way, it's super sexy, and my MLM loves the concept, and they're totally behind it, and it's super awesome. All right, I increased the value of joining my downline. That's all you're trying to do. How can I increase the value of the product that I sell? Well, the easiest way to do that is to solve more problems for them. So start thinking about the problems that your product creates for your buyers. Okay, what problems are you giving your customers? How can you solve some of those follow-up issues? And then boom, done. I'll tell you that, so I never tell you guys what MLM I'm in. In fact, I think I have like once or twice. Just because I don't want you to think that I'm trying to pitch you. I'm trying to change the industry as a whole. And so one of the things that we've done, so like think about this, like I'll tell you one thing that we're starting to do right now actually along these same lines, because I keep asking this question, and every time I ask the question, we go create something else that's kind of cool and serves and solves problems. And anyway, so we're gonna ask it again. So I sell a supplement. That's what my MLM is. That's why I talk about so many examples around that. But I've seen people use this for, insurance MLMs, software MLMs. Like, it doesn't matter what you sell. The product is irrelevant. Similar principles, right, around everything. So anyway, okay. So what problems does my supplement cause for people once they buy it? Well, they probably have the problem of like, well, Steven, how much should I consume? Steven, when should I consume? Steven, is there a time of day that works the best? Should I do it before workouts, after workouts? Should I do, you see what I'm saying? And so all we do, right, like one of the things you can go do, just for example, one of the things you can go do is create a guide around those things and then give away for free. Boom, you just solved more problems. You literally just created more value than the next person selling the exact same thing. It's one of the easiest ways to create and outbeat competition, okay? I've had some people tell me like, Steven, like there's so much competition. Good, that means the market has voted and likes your thing. You want competition. I just ranted about that on a previous episode, right? A couple weeks ago. You want competition, right? Oversaturation is a blessing, it's not a hindrance. But all you gotta do now is, now that there's oversaturation, just figure out what you can do to solve a little bit more than the next person, right? And it really easily, your stuff will start to, stuff doesn't sell itself, but it will be easier for people to buy because there's so much value behind it, okay? So that's all I mean by this, is think like Albert Lasker did, right? And he's like, well, how can we drastically increase orange production? How can I drastically increase my MLM product sales? Well, it doesn't have to be like this. You don't need to go to a manufacturer and make it this big, massive ordeal. All you might need to do is figure out how to solve more problems than the next person, and presto. You see what I'm saying? Just keep it simple. And that's what I got for you guys today. So what I would challenge you guys to do after listening to an episode like this is, and I do this a lot. In fact, I'm gonna go sell something for ClickFunnels here. They're kind of using me to go test out a product idea to see if it works. And so one of the things I'm doing is I'm starting to write out, because I still work with ClickFunnels. I don't work for them. You know what I mean? I love ClickFunnels, so I'm gonna stay with them. But build my own stuff on the side. Made a lot of money on my own now. We just crossed $3 million. We're at 3.5 is where we are in a year and a half being on my own. So I had some people say like, well, Steven, how much revenue did that from ClickFunnels was that? I think like 300 grand, commissions and things like that, because I'm an affiliate for ClickFunnels, so the rest of it's on my own. But anyway, so one of the things that I do though, oh man, let me outbike this, I got a lawnmower hot in my tail on this trail here. So one of the things that I do though is it's gonna get loud. Give me 2.5. Let's just stare at this lady as she comes hauling up the side. She's moving quick. My gosh, wait. Give me just a moment. That was loud. I didn't know that those things go that fast. Oh my gosh, on these fields, those things are hauling. Anyway, so one of the best things I think you can go do, and what I'm doing right now for some of these speeches that I'm creating, is I'm just writing down problems that I know my community is experiencing. And I don't try to solve everything, because that'll kill you. But I do list out the problems that would be the most valuable to the person to have a solution for. And then I also list out, problems that would be the most lucrative for me to sell, right? It's like you get compensated in this life in direct proportion to the types of problems that you solve. Like if I'm gonna go solve the problem how to be a grocery bagger, right? How do I get the groceries from right here into the bag? That's not an intense problem to solve. Is it a problem? I mean, sure, but it's not a valuable problem. It's not that valuable problem. The exact same thing is true. That's why I love free market capitalism, right? If I go provide more value, I'm gonna get paid more money. So the exact same thing is true though with an MLM product. Even though it's not yours, it's not, you know, you can still give away a few things that'll help solve problems and help them have more success with the thing that you're selling. Just go write that stuff down, start listing it through and think through like, what are the main problems that I actually solve? Obviously, I solve the problem that my MLM solves because we have this cool product slash solution. But at the same time, like I could solve this and that with almost no cost to me, but massive value to them. That is the money, okay? That is the money. That's the combo I'm trying to look for every time I go sell something like that. So anyways, guys, hopefully this episode is cool for you. I love creating episodes in my studio, but you know, sometimes I think it's kind of neat to just step away and do one a little more candid like this. So anyway, hopefully you're doing awesome. Hopefully you guys like the show too. And if there is a, I should bike back home. I'm not near my house, but I just thought I'd whip out the phone real quick and just, anyway, yeah. Hopefully you guys liked it. List out all the problems that you could solve. List out the 2 or 3 additional ones that you will solve, and go make cool solutions slash products you can give away for free when someone buys through you. And in all things, I'm not compliance, I'm not this, I'm not that, disclaimer, yada, yada, yada. But just know that that's exactly how I do it. So, and most people who are serious in this business do the exact same. Alrighty, my friends, we'll see you guys later. If you guys like this episode, please take a picture of it, put it on social media, tag me in it, let me know why it is that you liked this episode, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Please remember to rate and subscribe. Hey, I know it's tough to find people to pitch after your warm market dries up, right? That moment when you finally run out of family and friends to pitch. I don't see many uplines teaching legitimate lead strategies today, though. You see, after years of being a lead funnel builder online, I got sick of the garbage strategies most MLMs have been teaching their recruits for decades. So whether you simply want more leads to pitch or an automated MLM funnel, head over to secretmlmhacks.com to join the next free training. There you're going to learn the hidden revenue model that only the top MLMers have been using to get paid regardless if you join them. You're also going to learn the 3-step system I use to auto-recruit my downline of big producers without friends or family even knowing that I'm in MLM. If you want to do the same for yourself, head over to secretmlmhacks.com now. Again, that's secretmlmhacks.com.